Hey there, have you ever wanted to build a sprawling metropolis, unleash Godzilla sized disasters, and raise taxes without any real world consequences? Then buckle up, because today we're taking a trip down memory lane to explore the history of SimCity, the game that let us become a mayor of our very own town or city with the click of a mouse. SimCity is one of the most iconic city building games ever made. But how did it all begin? We'll take a journey through time, exploring how a quirky idea from a helicopter game evolved into the legendary SimCity series that has captivated millions of people worldwide. Believe it or not, SimCity's origins lie in a completely different game released back in 1984 and published by Brother Bund for the Commodore 64. Raid on Bungling Bay, a helicopter action game where raided Bungling Bay. But the game's creator, Will Wright, found himself more interested in building the islands and its cities than blowing them up. And thus the seed of SimCity was planted. So let's talk a little bit about Maxis before we continue with SimCity. Will Wright and Jeff Braun got together to help bring SimCity to the home computers, and in 1987, Maxis was founded. The SimCity series would go on to become one of the most popular and beloved franchises of our time. In 1989, SimCity emerged from the primordial soup of 8-bit graphics, challenging gamers to create thriving cities from scratch. This was a time when graphics meant a few green blobs for trees and some grey squares for buildings. But hey, it was revolutionary, right? Suddenly, we weren't just saving princesses or shooting aliens, we were zoning residential areas, laying down power lines, and dealing with the ever present threat of traffic jams and protests. Released for the Amiga, Macintosh, and PC, SimCity allowed players to design and manage their own virtual cities. The concept was groundbreaking. While it was met with skepticism by some, who would want to play a game with no real ending or clear objectives? It quickly became a success and paved the way for a brand new genre, the city building simulation. But the city building craze was just getting started. SimCity 2000 arrived in 1993 to various platforms such as DOS, Mac, Windows, and the Nintendo 64, bringing with it isometric perspectives, a wider variety of buildings, new layers for water and electricity management. Players had more control than ever. Adding schools, hospitals, and even subterranean features, SimCity 2000 expanded the possibilities for virtual mayors everywhere. This was a time that truly put players in control of every aspect of urban life. Oh, and we even got the ability to build arcologies. Finally, we can cram our beautiful Sims into giant futuristic beehives and pretend we are living in a utopian society. Until the inevitable robot uprising, of course. SimCity 2000 was actually the first SimCity game I ever played as a kid. I think I was 6 or 7 years old, can't remember. I still remember though going to a family friend's place and my friend showed me how to lay down the power lines to the residential zones, and seeing the houses constructed and the Sims move in, it really felt like magic to me at the time. Fast forward to 1999, and SimCity 3000 and SimCity 3000 Unlimited graced our PCs and Macs with even more detailed graphics, more complex simulations, and the introduction of farms. Because who needs skyscrapers and stadiums when you can have fields of wheat? And more wheat, right? I mean, bread is tasty. Players dealt with everything from pollution to waste management, along with trading with neighbors and the deals that come with it. One of the things I liked about SimCity 3000 was the interaction you got with your citizens and the decision you can take from it. The newspapers feature, unfortunately, though, was removed and it was replaced in favor of a news ticker. SimCity 4 in 2003 took things to a whole new level. It wasn't just about building a single city anymore. It was about creating entire regions with interconnected towns, sprawling suburbs, and specialized industrial zones. We can now connect our cities across regions with highways and railways. But SimCity 4 wasn't just about the pretty new graphics. It delved deeper into the lives of our Sims with the introduction of the My Sim mode. Now, we could follow individual Sims, track their careers, their families, and even their personal dramas. Who knew that pixelated people could have such complicated lives? It was like a reality TV show without the annoying commercials. And of course, no SimCity game would be complete without a healthy dose of disasters. SimCity 4 upped the ante with even more catastrophic events. Giant robots stomping through downtown? Check. UFOs abducting unsuspecting citizens? Check. Volcanoes erupting with a fury of 1,000 suns? Triple check. It was like a disaster movie buffet, and we were the hungry patrons. And then came the 2013 reboot, SimCity, which shall not be renamed. Okay, fine, we'll name it. But let's just say it had a bit of a rough launch. The game looked gorgeous and it introduced multiplayer cities, but it was marred by one fatal flaw. It required players to always be online. EA, as always, really likes to screw things up. Server issues and limited map sizes led to widespread frustration. Despite these hurdles, the game still introduced interesting concepts like city specialization and intercity cooperation, but it wasn't a comeback that Maxis had hoped for. As with a lot of things that EA touches, the SimCity reboot was unfortunately kinda a failure, and Maxis as a studio was unfortunately shut down with a lot of the development team leaving. Does this sound familiar? EA explored how to bring SimCity to the mobile gaming devices. They crammed it onto the Nintendo DS. In 2007, SimCity DS brought the urban planning action to the palm of your hand, allowing you to build cities on the go. Sure, the graphics were a bit miniaturized, based off SimCity 3000, and the controls took some time getting used to. But hey, you could finally build a metropolis while waiting in line for the dentist. But the handheld fun didn't stop there. In 2008, SimCity Creator took things a step further, allowing you to design cities with different architectural themes, from European villas to Asian pagodas. You could even build iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty, though they might look a bit more blocky than their real-life counterparts. Of course, these portable versions weren't without their quirks. Tiny screens, fiddly controls, and the occasional game-breaking glitch were all part of the experience. But hey, that's part of the charm, right? It wouldn't be a SimCity game without a little bit of chaos. And finally, we arrive at the present day, with the main series in limbo. SimCity found new life in the mobile phone era. In 2014, SimCity Builder was released for iOS and Android. Although scaled down, this version allowed players to build cities on the go, tapping into a more casual audience whilst still offering some depth for longtime fans. So now, we can create pocket-sized paradises on the go, trade resources with friends, and unleash tiny disasters on our unsuspecting citizens. Just try not to drop your phone in the toilet, right? Or your entire city might just go down the drain. With millions of downloads worldwide, it brought SimCity to a whole new generation of players, proving that the franchise still has plenty of life in it. From its humble beginnings in the mind of Will Wright to its evolution across multiple platforms and devices, SimCity's legacy is undeniable. It inspired countless city-building games, from City Skylines to Tropico, and its influence can be felt in simulation strategy games everywhere. SimCity may have changed forms over the years, but at its core, it has always been about giving players the freedom to create, manage, and watch their cities thrive. So there you have it, folks. The history of SimCity, a game that has entertained, frustrated, and inspired countless gamers for over 3 decades. From its origins in Raid on Bungling Bay to the modern mobile era, it has continuously evolved, challenged, and inspired players worldwide. So, what's your favorite SimCity memory? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Peace.